Hi guys! Today I'm going to do a little reading update for you because me and Laura did the Lost Library Read-A-Thon in April, and Laura put up her video doing her wrap up on what she read, and mine was very similar. We buddy read Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas together, and that was unfortunately all I managed to read for that entire month. So I'm quite disappointed, but I'm really chuffed that I did read it because it was an amazing book. We had some feedback from our friends who said beforehand that it wasn't very good, and we'd seen loads of reviews saying that it's the worst book in the series, and I just didn't see that at all. I really enjoyed this book. I thought that the plot moved along really fast. I wasn't bored with any of the characters which I hated previously, but none. I really enjoyed this time, and even though some of the characters like Dorian seem to have acted very differently, I can sort of see why in this one. And now I'm actually more nervous to read Tower of Dawn because I don't want to spend a whole book reading about Chaol and Nesryn because I don't care about them anymore. So I'm gonna be interested to see what that's about. But I'd just like to thank everyone at our Lost Library for hosting it. I'm really sorry that I never did a wrap up. I really enjoyed joining in for all the Twitter discussions and for making me feel like I read a lot during that month, because even though I read Empire of Storms, I still feel like I read more than I did beforehand. And it was just really fun to join in and reading what everyone else put, because sometimes I didn't comment and I just read what everyone else put, and it was really fun. So thank you guys. The next book I read was a reread, and that was Abundance of Katherines by John Green, which I actually DNF'd, and I was actually going to do a full video on this one about rereading and DNFing and about how it can be so disappointing sometimes when you've reread a book and it doesn't feel the same. But in some ways I enjoyed it because I was nostalgic for the world and I was nostalgic for the feelings it gave me the first time I read it. But now everything's just very different in my life. Reading that, I didn't get the same feelings, and then the plot wasn't very interesting to me anymore. It's all about a guy called Colin who's in his last year of high school in America, and he's just been dumped by a girl called Catherine, Catherine the 19th, because he only ever dates women called Catherine. And he's gone on a road trip with his best friend Hassan, who's trying to cheer him up. But Colin's generally not a very nice person, and I think a redeeming factor of Abundance of Katherines is that apart from Hassan, no one in this book is very likeable to me at all. Colin goes out with a girl called Lindsay, breaking his Catherine streak, but then he's trying to create a theorem all about how he can plan whether the dumpee or the dumper is going to be either person in the relationship, and he can plan with mathematics when you'll be able to know when the couple's going to break up. And it's all about him kind of going on this road trip, discovering all about this, and also about how even though he was a child prodigy, he's not failed himself, even though he feels like a failure because he's no longer trying in the way that he normally would. So it has redeeming factors, but I just really didn't enjoy it because I don't really like Lindsay, I don't really like Colin, I only really like Hassan. My favourite scene though is when they're in Gutshot, Tennessee, which is the place that they road trip to, where they meet Lindsay and her mum and they stay at the house. And they've gone to Franz Ferdinand's grave and Lindsay's giving them a tour, and Colin just kind of passes out, and it's just really weird because it's a really sunny, barren place, and they're at Franz Ferdinand's grave, who basically started World War I because he got shot. So technically it's not his fault, but it kind of is. And it was just, I felt like there was a lot of meaning in that kind of scene, but that I don't really understand. And I think there's a lot of kind of worthiness of when something's going on and you know something's going on, but you don't actually know what it is yet because you're just not on that level. And I just really like feeling like that because then I know that I'm going to read a book and I'm going to get something out of it one day. But today's not the day. But maybe if I read Abundance of the Katherines in 10 years time, I'll know what I mean when I read that scene and I felt something but I didn't quite know what I wanted. And yeah, I'll understand, and that'll be great. So that's what I look forward to. But yeah, Abundance of Katherines gets 3 stars. It's not one of my favourite John Green books, even though I love him so much. And the last book that I've got to show you that I've read recently is The Extinction Trials by S.M. Wilson, which is all about a dual perspective from Stormbreaker, who's a teenage girl, and also a guy called Lincoln, who's a teenage boy. And they live in kind of this dystopian world on a continent called Earth Asia, where everyone lives on top of each other, no one has an enough food or healthcare, and it's run by the stipulators, who are kind of like the evil people in Hunger Games, and they get picked, or they volunteer to do trials to get picked to go to a different continent which has dinosaurs on it. And it's really good because there's dinosaurs throughout the book. Some are nice, some eat people, and it's just about all their different motives, which actually are quite complicated. And I actually really enjoyed this book, and it was more because of the dinosaurs than anything else, but I loved the themes of like loss and family and love and what you do to go, what you go through to actually help them out. And I always felt like there were secrets in this book, and the ending didn't really satisfy me, but that's because I found out it's going to be part of a series, which of course it is. Exile is out on June 2018, so not very long to wait until the next one, and I think I'll be picking it up just so I have some more of my questions answered. But I would recommend this if you want a bit of a horrifying but also fast-paced and adventurous read. And for my TBR, I'm going to start reading Scythe, or as my mum called it, Scythe. I just can't wait to read this. Neil Schusterman is an amazing writer. Like, I read the Unwind series like when I was a teenager, and I couldn't believe that no one was talking about them because they were amazing. And I wasn't on BookTube then, so maybe everyone did. But I just couldn't believe how good they are. And I've had Ocean Deep, or the Ocean one that Neil Schusterman has written, on my shelf for ages, and I've never picked it up because my cover's not very nice. But with the Scythe fandom hype, I just needed to get on this train. I can't wait to read it. It's all about when everyone like lives basically forever because hunger and disease has all been cured, and you think this is going to be the best place, but then they have to have people called Scythe who actually deal with the overpopulation. Book's about overpopulation at the minute, but then these two people that get picked for it have to like discover the secrets of it, and obviously it's going to be really like complex, so I'm looking forward to it. So that's my reading update. Let me know what you're reading at the minute and what you plan to read, and also if you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!